blessed day today. And for all my Israelites, brothers and sisters walking in the truth, I'd like to say happy first fruits to you today. We're so glad to come to you today on this holy feast day of the Most High. We thank the Most High for you guys sharing your Sabbath with us today. We just thank you and for all that you've done. It has been a week in itself. Not even want to talk about my trip to Georgia. I don't even want to talk about those different things. But I tell you, it's been a week in itself, and we just thank the Most High for all He's done, His favor that is on our lives, and the continuing blessings. We also want to thank each and every one of you that prayed with us and sold into us, and for our trip that we took down to Georgia. You will never know how much your prayers and your seeds meant for us that we were down there today. It was down there last week. It was crazy. So we just thank God, and we salute all the brothers of the Adam Ward God for going on without us and doing what thus says the Lord. And we thank God for the move of God that took place there throughout this week. We hope and pray that each one of you get home safe, and we salute you in all your efforts. Today, we welcome you to week 7 of the Awakening. Today, we're gonna go into a different direction today, right along the same lines, but we want to take an opportunity to celebrate our dear daughters of Zion in honor of this Mother's Day weekend. We want to make sure that we take an opportunity to celebrate them. We have, as a result of a nation, as a people, the so-called black man, the so-called African-American man, have, in a way, even though as a family and as a community, Mother Day means a lot, but in essence, really to be honest with you, a lot of it has become commercialized, where it's really all about the gifts. It's really all about the money and the different things that we spend, and it's not about the true essence of love in the relationship between a mother and a child. It's kind of got away from that. Now you have people comparing gifts and saying my gift was more, I got jewelry, you only got a car, this and all that. And now everybody's doing this comparison thing, this competition thing, and it's coming to a point where so many of our women are feeling underappreciated. They're looking to be as if they're just insignificant. And we're tired of that. We don't want to see that anymore. So the brethren got together, and we came up with a lesson today to encourage and to empower and to inspire our daughters of Zion, because this is what it's all about. It's about the awakening. And a lot of our women today that are out here, they're following the wrong voices of the wrong men. They're doing what many of them are forced to have to do, to make decisions in situations where if they would have had more opportunities, or somebody would have extended a hand without any type of compromise necessary, they wouldn't have done some of the things they're doing. And so today we want to inspire, we want to celebrate, we want to encourage our beautiful daughters of Zion that are out there today. So today's lesson is entitled "Overlooked by the World, but Not by the Most High." Overlooked by the world, but not by the Most High. So let us preface this by saying this first. It has come to a point where, well, let me say this. There are some mothers this weekend and tomorrow who has a wonderful husband, who has grateful and appreciative children, who are going to celebrate her. They've been celebrating her all through this weekend, and they're going to celebrate her on tomorrow. And when Monday come, or Tuesday come, Wednesday come, the next week, and the weeks go on, they're going to continue to celebrate her. They're going to continue to do things for her. They're going to continue to see her in the manner that she is. But that's not the case for so many of our mothers, especially in our community, so-called black community, so-called African-American community. This is not what you see a lot of times. You know, and we praise the Most High for those women who have good husbands, and those women who have great children and great circles strength. We praise the Most High for those women who have that. But there's so many of our women who don't have that support system. There's so many of our women who have been cast aside and been used and taken advantage of. And so there's going to be some women going to be crying tears of joy tomorrow. But then there also are going to be many of our women that are going to be crying tears of pain and despair and disgrace. And we're tired of seeing that. And so today this word is going to be for you. Even though we do want to celebrate that woman that is being celebrated, because that's a great thing. We don't want to underappreciate that. And we thank God for the good men out there that's going to celebrate their wives tomorrow. We thank God for the children out there who's honoring their mothers all throughout this weekend. But for so many of our women, that is not the case. So I want to say this right now before we get into the lesson. If any of you have any women on your friends list, any of your sisters, any of your cousins, maybe even your own mom, some women that you may go to church with or you may work with, that you feel that this word will be encouraging to them, share this word with them. Invite them into this live feed today so that we can speak life into them, because I'm sick and tired of seeing our women being beat down and taken advantage of and unloved in the manner that they are. All right? So today's lesson, if you're just joining us, is entitled Overlooked by the World, but Not by the Most High. Now, before we get started in that, we want to give you some foundational precepts today, just to encourage some of you guys out there who feel that this is unnecessary to do these things, and also to encourage the children, the people out there who have mothers that may not have done everything right. So we want to speak on those things first before we actually get into the lesson for the women today. So if you got your Bibles, go with me to 1 Peter, the 3rd chapter. 1 Peter, the 3rd chapter, and we're going to look at verse 7 there. And this is for, like I said, the first couple set of scriptures is going to be for the men. Because, unfortunately, our men have not been properly trained like the men of yesterday. It's really getting out of control. It's really getting to the point where it's just really depressing the way our men are treating our women today. There's several different discussions, several different areas we can go down, but we're just going to keep it basic because we want to make sure that we focus more so on the women today. But we do want to talk to the men today. Some of you guys out there that may not be married to the mother of your children, you still should honor her tomorrow. Some of you that are out there that are married and you don't really do stuff on a regular basis, because really this is not about just on Mother's Day. The true essence of you appreciating the mother, the mother of your children, is that you do it on a daily basis. So 1 Peter, the 3rd chapter. And Jay, give me verse 7 there.
Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife, as unto the weaker vessel, as being heirs together of grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered.
Now, he's saying here, if you go back up here in the first 6 verses of this chapter, the Most High was using Peter to encourage the women to be of subjection to their husbands, and especially to those husbands who have not heard the truth yet. But when he goes down to verse 7, he switches and he goes to the men and he tells them, likewise, in the same manner in which I told the women, and likewise, when he says, do this what? In understanding. And see, this is one of the problems when it comes to men for days like the Mother's Day and days like Valentine's Day and days like anniversaries and birthdays and just any regular day that's going on in the 365-day calendar. Many of our men want to believe that because it's not important to them, that it shouldn't be important to women. And that's actually just basically ridiculous. And so because you lack understanding of how to nurture and take care of your woman, you neglect to do the things. You just want everything to be circled around you. You want everything to be about how you see things, and you don't really take time to get an understanding of how your wife actually really feels. So it says here, he says, now in understanding, giving honor to the wife. And honor to the wife is not just telling her she's fine, okay? Honor to the wife is not just, going out and telling people, you know, how bad your chick is and all that. That's not really honor, man. That's about you. That's about your pride, okay? Honoring your wife is meaning that you're putting her first, that you're taking time to cherish her and let her know how important she is. And notice that this verse was not saying when Mother's Day comes, okay? This is supposed to be on a daily basis, right? But this is the part that I need you to see. Read the last part of that verse for me. Mm-hmm.
As unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of grace of life.
Okay, start there first. He says that she being the weaker vessel, and many people misunderstand that, meaning that she is less rank of you. No. Meaning that she's maybe weaker in the physical. It's kind of like you can go out and buy a $5 plate from Family Dollar. It can be very hard, very rough and strong. But when you get fine china don't come like that, but it's very expensive. So just because something is harder or stronger, that doesn't mean that it's better, okay? She may be the weaker vessel, but she's also what? What was that last part?
As being heirs together of the grace of life.
Heirs together. She is joint heirs with you. Joint heirs, right? So in the manner that you treat your woman, it's going to be, you have to look at her as an equal heir. Yes, you are the head. But when it comes down to the things of the Most High, the things of the family, the things of honor, she is an equal heir. And it does. If you don't do this, the Most High says, what will happen?
Let your prayers be not hindered.
If you don't do this, the prayers of the home are hindered. And see, this is what most men have failed to come to an understanding. This rarely gets taught in the churches. This rarely gets addressed to men. That when you don't treat your wife, you don't treat the mother of your child as an equal heir, you are hindering your prayers. You're holding back your advancement. You're holding back the advancement of your household when you do not treat the woman as an equal heir. So I want to encourage you today. If you ain't got out and got something for her, you better get on out and get something today. If you haven't been treating her in the way that she needs to be treated and looking at her as an equal heir, as a partner, that you're becoming one flesh, you need to change that. Because a true king understands the importance of his queen. All right, now go to me with Ephesians, the 5th chapter. We're going to speed through these foundational precepts because we want to get into the women today, but we needed to make sure that we give some form of foundational precepts, because Mother's Day is only going to be celebrated in the manner that it is if that the children and that the men are doing what they need to do.